Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I have a topic for the class first year, and today our topic is packet switching versus circuit switching. What is the difference between packet switching and circuit switching? So, dear students, first of all, we can see that what is packet switching and what is circuit switching. First of all, we can have a look upon each one by one. Packet switching. First of all, we can see that what is packet switching. Packet switching is a network communication method. A network communication method. Packet switching is the network communicating method in which the data get transferred in blocks or packets. So we can transfer data in the form of blocks or packets regardless of type and content, called packet. Based on the destination address in each packet, when received, packets are reassembled in the proper sequence to make up the message. In this kind of switching, the media capacity is used optimally and the response time is lesser. So we can see that we can use optimum optimum use media, optimum use of media and less time consumed. This method is used, less time consumed, and reassemble packets when received. So this is the switching method. Packet switching method is a method of communication which uh, transmit the data. First of all, which divide the data into the packets, blocks, and then it transmit the blocks and data to destination towards the destination. And when the packets are received on the destinations, then these packets become reassembled with each other and make the complete message. So this method have used the optimum use of a medium and bandwidth, and then it take less time to confer communication. So now we can see that circuit switching. We can see that what is the circuit switching. Circuit switching is a scheme in which the network set up a dedicated point-to-point connection between nodes and terminals. So we can see that circuit switching is a method of communication which use point-to-point communication. Point-to-point connection for communication. First of all, when we can see that the packets in we can see that uh, uh, the packet switching. In packet switching, we are not communicate point to point. There are packets which communicate from one place and then receive to other place. But Here we need point-to-point communication to for transmitting the between two nodes for transmitting the data from one place to another, and these points to points communications are connected with each other. Dedicated line of communication. For this purpose, we can take some examples. We can see that we can have some examples over here. As you can see that there are two computers, and these two computers are connected with a link, and by this link we can use data transmission from one place to another place. If we can say that the whole bandwidth of these two computers have 1 Mbps. This is the maximum bandwidth between one computer to another computer. So this is the we can call it link transmission capacity. And if we are having some more computer, then in circuit switching we can see that each computer divide the bandwidth of the channel. So if we have this 1 Mbps total capacity, if we are have our four computers are connected with each other, each computer uses 250 kilobit per second to be 50 kilobit, 250 kilobit, 250 kilobit, and these 250 kilobit are dedicated for each computer. Even though if no data is transmitted from one computer to another, but the dedicated bandwidth is already there. You can see that if these two computers are connecting with each other, and these two computers are sending and receiving data, then these two computers use only 250 kilobit per second, and these computer also use 250 kilobit per second bandwidth, because if these two computers are not sending the data to each other, but the dedication of the bandwidth is already there, so the we cannot use the maximum use of medium or media or bandwidth or capacity, because you can see that these two are reserved, but these two are not working and not used, and only these two computers are using their bandwidth, which already divided between these two computers. Then now we can take example of packet switching, how the packet switching working with each other. Let's suppose we have this four computers for us, and we are using this packet switching, and 1 Mbps data is maximum capacity of our channel. And if these two computers are not sending the data from one place to another, and only these two computers are sending and receiving the data, then this computer use 500 kilobit per second, and this computer use 500 kilobit per second, and by this way we can use the maximum use of data over here. So we can say that maximum using of capacity at this method is more efficient rather than the circuit switching. So by this example we can see that which one is more efficient method to deliver the data from one place to another. Before that we use packet switching, and right now we use circuit before that we use circuit switching, and now we use packet switching. So we can see that packet switching is more efficient. Packet switching offer better sharing of the link transmission capacity. This one is the most difference between the most important difference between the packet switching and the circuit switching. So we can see that by this way. And if now we are going to see some main differences between packet switching and circuit switching. So if we can see that two type of network are there, one is packet switching and one is circuit switching. Packet circuit switching reserve channel before data transfer, channel not reserved before data transfer. Ideal reserved resources can't be used. The ideal resources can be used by any other ongoing communication. No waiting at the switches. Waiting at the switches if data rate is more than the link through capacity. Not efficient, and this one is efficient. And then you can see that suitable for real-time services. This circuit switching is suitable for real-time services, just like a telephone call, and not suitable for real-time services means we can use internet offline, like sometime we send some messages to one another, other person is not connected, then we can have a circuit packet switching, then we can send and receive data any time. Sports less users simultaneously, sports more users simultaneously. Allocates dedicated transmission rate, allocate variable transmission rate based on demand. So dear students, this one is these are the main difference between packet switching and the circuit switching. So now I am going to revise the today's lecture. Today's lecture is regarding packet switching and circuit switching. The first thing we already learned about packet switching, that packet switching is a network method of communication to deliver data from one place to another place in the form of data. First of all, packet switching converts the data into packets and then it sends from one place to another place and then another place. When it is received by other place, then all the packets become assembled with each other and make it a one they make it a one uh, message, whole complete message. And then circuit switching is a scheme in which the network set up a dedicated point-to-point connection between nodes and terminals before the communication start, just like the nodes were already connected. As I give you the example of the telephone, so then we already see that bandwidth is allocated dynamically in packet switching, and circuit switching is fixed bandwidth is allocated, and then maybe more economical is not needed. Dedicated circuit cost more to hardware, and then we can see that it in packet switching is more efficient, and this one is not efficient. And there are some limitations of each circuit switching and packet switchings. If we are needed some point to point real time services, we need circuit switching, and if we are not required the real time services, then we can use the packet switching communications. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.